Hey, yo, what's the deal? Miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, you know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 1:57 p.m., March 28th, 2026. You know what I mean? This is the first video of the day. Maybe I might do another video. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling and such, right? You know, it's yo, the temperature dropped here in New York. It dropped crazy. You know what I mean? Like just 2 days ago. You know what I mean? Just 2 days ago, it was like, it was like in the 70s. Now, as I left the crib, it's like, fucking 38, 39 degrees. Like, what the fuck? I had to run back, get my coat and shit. Let me tell you something funny, right? Let me tell you something funny that happened. So, I'm watching Tales from the Dark Side, right? They give it on comment. And it was an episode with, the episode was called Mookie and Pookie, and it had, what's this girl name from Family Ties, Justine Bateman, right? And I even posted this on my community post, right? It looks like a random episode, but it's a name that was dropped, right? In the story, right? It was about a computer, and the father wanted to sell the kid's computer because the son died, and they talking about like it was something about this computer, like this computer was special and shit, right? And the father wanted to sell the computer to somebody, right? But it's the name that dropped, right? The person's name was Dave Meltzer. I cried. And I'm watching this at Mama Tag's house. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yes, his name was Dave Meltzer. My mom was like, what was you laughing at? Like, like nothing. But I'll tell you something that shouldn't be a nothing though, honestly. So last night on SmackDown, Sami Zayn with the unexpected help of Trick Williams defeated Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship. And it was announced that at WrestleMania, Sami Zayn is going to defend the United States Championship against Trick Williams, right? And so I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I know for a fact, and I hope this is not the case. I hope that they don't leave Carmelo Hayes out of the match and not make it a three-way. You have to at this point. But think about this in storyline, right? Carmelo Hayes got fucked. He got fucked over. He got fucked over by Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. But mostly by Trick Williams, because Trick Williams hit Carmelo Hayes by accident for Sami Zayn to take advantage to get the pin in order for him to win the United States Championship, right? And I'm like, yo, like you have, like, it would be stupid if Carmelo Hayes does not get put, does not get put in this match at Mania. He has a right for that. He legit has a right for that because, again, it's not like he cheated or anything, right? Trick Williams came in, right, and he tried to assist his old partner, and he punched his old partner, right? So, you had, like, it would be a real shitty situation. They just leave Carmelo Hayes out of the match, right? It'd be fucking dumb. It'd be real dumb. It'd be stupid. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make any fucking sense. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the fuck we doing? Like, what the fuck we doing? WrestleMania is in a couple weeks. Like, what the fuck we doing? Like this whole bill has been bullshit, to be honest. It has been. You know what I mean? It clearly has been. Like, and the fact that, again, like, the fact that he just lost the title suddenly in this feud against against Sami Zayn, it doesn't make sense unless Carmelo Hayes is hurt, which I haven't heard anything about. I haven't heard anything about Carmelo Hayes getting injured and stuff, where he just dropped the title. Unless I heard something about that, in storyline, it does not make sense to not add him, to not, inject him in this feud with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. It doesn't make sense. You have to do it. You have to. maybe, maybe Nick Aldis. What I think might happen is this. Maybe again, this is just me spewing shit out. Maybe Carmelo Hayes goes to Nick Aldis, next Friday, and tells him, "Look, this coming Friday, look, Trick came and he hit, he accidentally hit me, and Sami Zayn he came and pinned me, and that's how I lost my United States Championship." Right? That's how I lost it. So I want in. And it makes a lot of fucking sense. It makes too much fucking sense. Unless they do some stupid shit and have, Carmelo Hayes go up against Sami Zayn on Friday, and then he loses the fucking championship back to Carmelo Hayes. I mean, that'd be fucking dumb. That'd be legit dumb. I mean, again, that's creative malpractice, honestly. Honestly, B, that creative malpractice. I wouldn't even do that dumb shit. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make fucking sense. Because if that's the case, let me say something. That's the case that I feel bad for Carmelo Hayes. I really, really do. It's funny. I seen a video online yesterday after the fact, right? Where there was this guy, right? He was mad because Carmelo Hayes lost the United States Championship, right? So he's crashing out, punching the pillow, everything else. I'm like, yo, bro, slow your roll. Like, it's, what I'm saying? Like, all right, I get it. But listen, I think, again, I don't know what they're planning. I don't. I really don't. But this kind of makes, like, Carmelo Hayes has a case. I mean, he has a case because, again, he got fucked. He got fucked. So he deserves a rematch. He really does. I don't know what WWE got in store for next Friday. I honestly don't. I don't. But one thing's for certain and two things is for sure. Carmelo Hayes has a right to get his rematch, right? And number two, he should definitely be injected into this feud with him and with Zayn and Trick Williams. There's no choice. There's no fucking choice. You know what I mean? Because listen, if I would be throwing a fit too if I got fucked early out my title. I would throw a fit. I would definitely throw a fit. What? You know what I mean? Like, I got a motherfucker coming and interfering in my match. You know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker cost me a championship. Oh, you goddamn right I'm entitled to a fucking rematch. Get damn right. Get damn right. I want Zayn and I want Trick. And I know Carmelo is fuming right now, bro. I know this motherfucker is fuming like, he's fuming like nitro, bro. He's fuming. You know what I mean? Like, he deserves a rematch. He really deserves a rematch. Like, I would not be shocked if, I honestly would not be shocked if he gets, if on Friday, he gets injected into the match. They have to do it. You have to do it. If not, then that's a problem. That's a problem, bro. And let's say if Trick Williams does beat Sami Zayn for the United States Championship, hypothetically, no matter what happens, no matter what fucking happens, Melo is the first in line, for that United States Championship. He's the first in line. Why? Because, again, look what happened on Friday. Look what happened during the match. Look what happened during the fucking match. Trick Williams stiffed Carmelo Hayes. He stiffed the fuck out of him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? It's very similar to, it's kind of like in a way, but not necessarily in this level. But what happened to Brett? Where people kept screwing Brett. And Brett had cases. He had more cases than the fucking court. Ironically enough, I'm walking like right in front of the Supreme Court here downtown Brooklyn as I'm talking to y'all. But yeah, it would be criminal. It honestly would be criminal if Melo doesn't get injected into a three-way with Zayn and Trick Williams. That would be criminal, bro. It would be criminal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be pissed. I honestly would be pissed because, you just left Carmelo Hayes out of WrestleMania just like that, right? It's very similar to what the fuck they're doing with Gunther, right? And this is another separate story that I'm not going to mention. But I will say this about Gunther: if you didn't have any plan for Gunther going into WrestleMania, the worst mistake you fucking did was to give him this career killer gimmick. That was the worst fucking thing you did. Because who else's career is he gonna end? Who else? The other one probably is probably Brock Lesnar. That's it. But Carmelo Hayes, I feel bad for. Now, I mean, if he does not get a shot to get his belt back, that would be more than fucked up. That would be more than fucked up. And I would scream until the cows come home. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. You know what I mean? Maybe I might come with a video tonight. I don't know. Now, I mean, I will be watching Wild Women of Wrestling. Now, I mean, I want to see exactly what happens in the aftermath of Tara Strike and Ashley Blaze beating Miami Sweet Heat, to become the number one contenders for the Wild Women's Tag Team Championships. Which I said before, I'm going to say it again. I don't see Tara Strike and Ashley Blaze beating Miami Sweet Heat. I think there's going to be interference from Tara Strike towards Ashley Blaze because there's a jealousy there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, I'm going to say this one more time. I do think that eventually we're going to see, the Fab Four, and the Enlightened go head to head in the collision course at some point. It's got to happen, B. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.